If you are in possession of one of these items from this company, you should probably get rid of it. You should probably destroy it. If the ATF comes knocking at your door, do not deny anything, because you should not be saying anything to the government. If at any point in time you are contacted by the ATF, FBI, if they are not arresting you because they have a warrant, you need to shut your ass up and get a lawyer. Well, everyone, on today's episode of I Really Hope You Didn't Buy One of These Things, we are talking about a solvent trap. Now, again, this might seem like old news, but solvent traps have been a wide debate, and the ATF has been targeting some companies for doing things that, probably shouldn't be illegal in the first place, and even under the current law, probably are arguably not illegal still. It's a gray area. It's a hard topic to have these kind of discussions about, because I need to be very clear with you. I don't agree with gun control laws. I don't like the NFA. I don't like the GCA. I don't like California's gun control laws. I don't know if I'm missing anything. Just go ahead and add it in there. I don't like it. So now that we got that out of the way, we need to have the discussion about when you do things that are in this sort of gray area, you kind of have to understand the risks. Now, you can kind of go two routes of it. You can choose to disregard laws and don't care whatsoever about the consequences, and just accept the fact that at some point maybe you could get in trouble. Or you could live in that kind of area of, I know what I can do to make reasonable steps to, if I choose to not do things that if I choose to do things that the government doesn't want me to do, I might still be able to get away with it. Now, I'm not a lawyer, this is not legal advice, but if it was me, I probably wouldn't want to be breaking the law in a way that is going to definitely get me in trouble. If you came to me and said, Reno, you can choose two options. You can either have a full auto machine gun that nobody knows about, there's no record whatsoever, and you crafted it yourself out of materials you paid for in cash with no security cameras whatsoever and is completely untraceable. And you gave me that option, right? Option A. And then he said option B, Reno, would you like to pay with your credit card that is listed in your name for this product that we are listing and selling and advertising as a full auto machine gun? Would you like to have that option? And the government is most likely going to know about it. Chances are maybe they're even a Fed sting and it's a trap. I would choose option A. Now, I'm a good boy. I follow all gun control laws. I have never broken the law once in my entire life. Okay, so let's get back to the point of these solvent traps. In the past, we've seen companies being forced to shut down or give the information of who they sold stuff to when they were selling products that were solvent traps. And if you don't know what a solvent trap is, basically it's something that you can screw it in the end of your barrel. So if you're cleaning your gun, it catches the solvent in it. Some people choose to fill out a Form 1 NFA tax stamp, fill it out, send it off to the government. After a period of time, ATF says, yes, thank you, good boy. Thank you for abiding by the laws. They pat you on the head, they take $200 from your wallet, and then they allow you to drill the holes out of that solvent trap, which would allow it to act as a suppressor. Suppressor, silencer, I don't care. You guys can have arguments down below. Please leave a comment. Just say why suppressor is right and why silencer is right and why the government and the media don't know what they're talking about. Go ahead, have those conversations down below. I don't care. So when it comes to whether or not you choose to abide by the law, some people may choose to take that solvent trap, not fill out their Form 1 stamp with the NFA, and go the dangerous freedom route, drill it out, and not tell anybody about it. And for the most part, most people probably wouldn't get in trouble. You might, and that's up to you to determine what sort of risk you want to take and weigh the cost-benefit analysis of what risks you take, what are the rewards, what do you get out of disobeying the law, what do you get out of obeying the law. Make your own decisions for yourself. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. ShallNotComply.com is my merch company where they sell all kinds of shirts like these. Anything that you get with the link down in the description will support me. Thank you, ShallNotComply.com. So, this company, why are they specifically in trouble? Well, there was an email that was sent out from allegedly one of the people that worked there or was involved saying that the ATF has considered all solvent traps now to be suppressors. I'm not inclined to believe that that is the case. I think the ATF would have been a lot more clear with that, and we would have seen a lot more companies other than just this one in this wave of ATF bullshittery. It seems like every few months the ATF is doing something, and they've been a lot more active ever since Biden started looking like he was going to be elected. So I don't know. You tell me what that means. So when it comes to this whole solvent trap thing, they were selling their solvent traps, like most other companies, tube with a threaded end and a closed end, and then plugs. Those plugs, it seems, when they were selling them with the holes already drilled out. Now, since they were selling them with those holes already drilled out, the ATF was actually considering it to be a suppressor. Even though if you were to take that plugged up end cap on that solvent trap with the holes drilled in the plugs and thread that onto your barrel, if you were to fire your gun in that configuration, it would blow the gun up or blow the solvent trap clean up. Just completely, it would ruin your day if you tried to shoot it like that. So as it's configured, it is not a suppressor. But the ATF tends to hold the opinion that that would be close enough or readily converted to the point where they consider it good enough. Now with lower receivers on an AR-15 like this is a 80% receiver. Most people are familiar with these. These, the ATF considers not a firearm because most of the work is not done, or there is still a considerable amount of work to be done to get this to be a functioning firearm. Now, the equivalent version of what they were doing, in my mind, would be as if a manufacturer sold an 80%er with the trigger pocket drilled out completely, the safety pocket drilled out, and one of the hammer pins and the trigger pin drilled out, leaving the hammer pin not installed. All you would have to do is drill one simple hole in one of those solvent traps in the kits that they were selling, and you would have a suppressor. Do I think that it's right for the ATF to be going after these people? No, absolutely not. I think this opens the door for a lot more important things, and this is where people, I think, are really missing it. On one end of the spectrum, you have a solid piece of metal tubing, just solid bar stock. On the other side, you have a fully built suppressor. Where in between those two things does the ATF consider it a suppressor? We don't super know. We kind of have an idea, but if they say that this part of the way is a suppressor, what's stopping them from going this far and this far and this far, right up into the point where maybe you have a piece of bar stock that's threaded on the inside? Is that a suppressor? Again, it's hard to really say what is and isn't a suppressor. I think that this company got a little bit too close compared to the industry standard of what has been considered acceptable. Now, I don't agree with these laws. I still got to be very, very clear with you. But you have to determine what sort of risk you're willing to take and what sort of benefit you're willing to try to eke out of taking those risks. So most solvent trap companies, you would drill 6 or 7 holes through all of the solvent cups to convert them to a suppressor baffle, and then you would drill the end cap. On this manufacturer's parts kit, it seems like all you would have to do is drill the end cap. I don't know, that seems pretty close, and I see why the ATF might go after them. Again, I disagree with it, don't think these things should be illegal. It's kind of funny when the USA is saying, oh, we need to go after European, UK-style gun control. But then in a lot of European countries, you're legally required to hunt with a suppressor. Like, you cannot hunt in some countries without putting a suppressor on your gun. What? So, for me, I think suppressors being illegal is totally ridiculous. It's not like the movies. I think everybody on the internet that isn't aware of how loud they actually are, they think it's like that John Wick scene. I think it was John Wick 3 or 2, 3, where he's like shooting at the guy, you know, he's walking in this crowded, like, it's probably like a train station, shooting up, ba, 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 and he's shooting, ba, 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 super sneaky around people, when in reality, a suppressor on a gun is probably still about as loud as like a lawnmower in your front yard, or a jackhammer across the street. They're still super loud, and if your bullets are going faster than the speed of sound, like pretty much any round that isn't designed for suppressor use, like a 9mm, the most common handgun round out there, if you're shooting one of those, it's still going to have the supersonic crack. So they're still incredibly loud items. They're just a little bit less dangerous for your ears and a little bit less annoying to the people around you. They're not this dangerous assassin tool that they make them out to be, especially when you consider that in many European countries, they aren't even regulated at all. You just buy those and have them shipped to your door. It's the gun that they really focus on. At the end of the day, I don't agree with any of these laws. If you are in possession of one of these items from this company, you should probably get rid of it. You should probably destroy it. If the ATF comes knocking at your door, do not deny anything, because you should not be saying anything to the government. If at any point in time you are contacted by the ATF, FBI, If they are not arresting you because they have a warrant, you need to shut your ass up and get a lawyer. If you're ever contacted by the police, don't talk to them, get a lawyer. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.